Namaste. Welcome. Very good morning to you all. Now, it is a very opportunist moment for us to go for this spiritual discourse on Sri Aurobindo's Maha Samadhi. Most of the people throughout the world will be interested to know what is this Maha Samadhi, how it is done, and what is the significance. Most of the places when I try to recite and try to speak up, so many times in so many opportunities people have given the same topic, that is on Maha Samadhi. Hundreds of relic centers we find throughout, even nook and corner of the world. And for that, people are much more interested what is the significance of this Maha Samadhi, what is this relics and all. So many ways, in so many varieties of questions appear. There are so many queries people try to ask us questions. Now itself, in brief, in point-to-point manner, we are going to discuss some points on Sri Aurobindo's Maha Samadhi. As we know, in December 5th December 1950, our master died at will, left this physical embodiment. On his embodiment, on his departure, it was actually Ichha Mrityu, the die at will. Sri Aurobindo quotes 2 or 3 lines. He is the victim of his own sacrifice, immortal, bound to earth's mortality. He is now victim of his own sacrifice. He has sacrificed himself for the upliftment of the human race and the human world at large. Another thing, he is the victim of his own sacrifice, eternal, suffers in a human form. He has signed salvation's testament with his own blood. He was totally representing the universe, the man's race, human race at a whole. So he is the victim of his own sacrifice, immortal, bound to earth's mortality. By nature, by principle, by truth, he is immortal, but actually he has sacrificed his life. From the upper hemisphere he has come down he has taken birth in this mortal world. So naturally he has consented, and he has actually surrendered. He has died at will. The eternal suffers in a human form. He has signed his salvation's testament with his own blood. The salvation of the human race at a whole, he has signed with his own original blood. Only we are safe, Sri Aurobindo speaks of, only we are safe who kept God in their hearts. Courage their armor, faith their sword, they must walk. Hands ready to smite, eyes to scout, casting a javelin regard in front, heroes and soldiers of the army of light. So people are like you, who are understanding Sri Aurobindo, who are being guided by the principles and the philosophies of Sri Aurobindo, who are taking direct mother's added effect for this transformation and perfection. They are seen before us. They are actually standing, and people are like you. They are actually listening these things, and they are preparing for the supramentalization. Here Sri Aurobindo speaks of the Son of God, born as the Son of Man, has drunk the bitter cup, pays the Godhead's debt. So people they don't know what they are doing. So God has taken, as Father takes the responsibility of paying Son's debt. Naturally, God has come down, the Supreme has come down in the form of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, the dual incarnation. They have come to save us, to guide us, to give us back, to take us to this superhuman divinity side. It was only so we are going to stress upon Maha Samadhi, December 5th, 1950. We can know these strange words found a meaning. On this day, early hours, the master withdrew, as we have told. The master withdrew from his body. He took the decision to die at will. Like Bhishma, he was actually Ichha Mrityu, he had. Like this, Sri Aurobindo died at will. He took the decision to do this on this certain work. It was willed, deliberate withdrawal. Nobody forced him. It was a willful. It was a willed and a deliberate withdrawal. And this is mystery. Nobody can know because human mind is confined. Human mind is limited. His ideas are fixed. They can be able to know what is this the supremacy, what is the secret will, what is behind the Sri Aurobindo's withdrawal, physical withdrawal. Mother Space speaks of, oh, our Lord has sacrificed himself totally for us. Our Lord has sacrificed himself totally for us. He was not compelled to leave his body. He was not compelled. Nobody compelled him. It has been done by his own will, own choice. He chose to do so. Reasons so sublime that it is there beyond the reach of the human mentality. Human mentality very much limited. It can be able to know the reason behind his willful withdrawal, deliberate withdrawal, why he decided to do so. Mother Sri Aurobindo writes, he must pass to the other side of falsehood. See, in the initial level in Savitri, he wrote clearly. He could analyze everything. He could be able to see it. The seer, the great Mahayogi, he could be able to see it. He saw it and wrote. He must pass to the other shore of falsehood. See, here where we are living, this is a falsehood. The vast falsehood sea, naturally he has to cross, go beyond, pass. He must, after passing, he must enter the world's dark. After this falsehood sea, there is a world of dark. Why he should enter? He has to enter because he has to bring their light. He must enter the eternity of night. Capital N. Naturally, he has to go and enter into the eternity of night and know God's darkness as he knows his sun. This God's sun is visible to the naked eye. Everybody can know and guess it. But there is also a God's darkness that is not there. Darkness is not the opposite of a light. Where the absence of light, it has created darkness. So God's darkness is there. It has been pre-planned. The soul wants to go that side of the sea to choose soul chooses. See, so he is going to the God's darkness as he must know, and know God's darkness as he knows his son. For this, he must go down into the pit. He has to go to the deepest core, hell, abyss. He has to go to the deepest of into the pit. For this, he must invade the dolorous vast capital V. It is dolorous, it is dangerous, it is unseen, we can't know, unknowable, untouchable. But he must invade this dolorous vast. Then shall be ended here the law of pain. The law of pain that is actually here acting, it is working till the eternal moment from the very beginning of the earth. It has been there, it is actually staying. So, with this, if he can be able to explore, to invade, to bring their light, there is darkness, this law of pain, it is now itself turned the law of pain. Inevitably, it has to come, and we have no option to accept it in body and mind. Naturally, this will be ended. There will be ended the law of pain. Mother also said again, he has sacrificed his physical life in order to help more. With this जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी, with the life, with this living, with this self existence, he has entered the entire world through his yoga, through his writing, through his guiding, through his teachings. After the death, after his sacrifice of physical life, he will help more fully in the work of the transformation. Once Sri Aurobindo said, two terms I have brought. One is transformation, second one is actually supermind. So these two terms, new terms I have brought, that will be helpful to the yogic sadhana and this yogic adventure and yogic inquiry or yogic proceeding spiritual life. His shining, majestic body lay in state. Thousands of people passed for this last darshan. They came, they heard the darshan, they passed by. For more than 4 days, around 111 hours, 111 hours. It remained, this power remained in him, supramental force remained in him. Actually, there was a glow of the supramental light, the yellow light was here. He was actually that much Tejasvi, it was actually that much glorified. No sign of death, nothing has been, no diminution was found. For the mother explained, It was charged with the deep concentration of supramental light, Mother speaks of. It is charged with a deep concentration of the supramental light. On December 9, on December 9th December at 5 a.m., the body was laid to the vault prepared in the center of the ashram. It was actually body was laid to the rest. There is a near the Samadhi where it was fixed. There was a tree, service tree. It was actually planted in 1930. On the 4th January 1930, Mother carefully planned with a pre-planned manner. Actually, it was planted there. In 1941, with the direction of with Mother's direction, from one architect from Czechoslovakia, he came and prepared this cement pools and all through this Samadhi. Mother knew it is going to be a big help. So this. After this, in 1950, December 9th, when his body was entombed, in 1973, on 20th November, Sri Aurobindo and Mother, both were entombed. Sri Aurobindo at the lowermost part of this vault, and Mother on his top. So this was the service tree. On 7th December, Mother had a good observation, good message. Lord, thou hast given me assurance that thou wouldst stay with us until thy work is achieved. Beforehand, Sri Aurobindo promised, gave words to the Mother that he would stay here. I am here till the last man is transformed. It is Mother's message. So Sri Aurobindo also had given message, and that he would stay here until his work is thy work is achieved, until that work is the transformation work. The transformation is complete. In another words, Mother speaks of bringing the fires of splendor of God into the human abyss. For that he had come down. Sri Aurobindo came down to earth for bringing the fires of splendor of God into the human abyss. At the Samadhi, you know that Maha Samadhi. In that Samadhi, you must be seeing a very glorious line, glorious message given by Mother. To thee who hast been the material envelope of our Master, to thee our infinite gratitude. Before thee, who hast done so much for us, who has worked, struggled, suffered, hoped, endured so much, before thee, who hast willed all, attempted all, prepared and achieved all for us, before thee we bow down and implore that we may never forget, even for a moment, all we owe to thee. What a glorious line, signifying Sri Aurobindo's contribution, his dedication and sacrifice. Then Mother also speaks, may the Lord grant us that we may be worthy of his marvelous presence inside the Samadhi. Then he speaks, the gulf, everything in us, she speaks of the gulf between the depths and the heights bridged, and the golden waters pour in. Mother sees Sri Aurobindo's sonnet, we can remember. What Sri Aurobindo towards the land, Sri Aurobindo's Mother speaks of on Sri Aurobindo's sacrifice. What Sri Aurobindo represents in the world's history is not a teaching, not even a revelation. It is a decisive action direct from the Supreme. So he has come down to us, to guide us, to bless us, to return back to the original form where we came from. In this opportunist moment, we should salute him. Vande Mataram.